I have two main reasons why I think this border is so perfect. One, it is so easy to do, and two, it is ridiculously simple to adapt to almost any project that you're working on. And I'll even add a third, it is super cute. Although there are a lot of different variations to choose from, I'm going to show you the pretty classic standard way of doing it, and then you can take it from there. To create a bobble stitch, we're doing what's called a double crochet together, and that just means we're doing incomplete double crochets and then pulling them together to create one stitch at the top. And the most important tip I can give you for this stitch is to work on the back side. Here's an example from the project that I shared last week. This is the front side, or the right side of the project. And this is the back side, or the wrong side of the project. And this is because as you're making your bobble stitch, it's naturally going to poke out towards the back. And so we want the beautiful texture of the bobble stitch to sit on the front side. The only drawback that you'll have working on the back of your work, your stitches along the edge is going to be the back side. So for example, I like to do single crochets along the edge. You're going to see the back side of that single crochet to be able to see the texture of the bobble. So you really need to decide what you prefer more. I personally like the design that the back of the single crochet gives, so that doesn't bother me. I would prefer to have the texture of the bobble showing, but if you don't like this, work your bobbles on the front side of your work and it will look like this. And this will make a lot more sense when you see how the stitch is made. So basically you just want to establish where you want your bobbles to land. I'd like them to land in the corners or these points and dips, and decide how far apart you want your bobbles to be. Anywhere from 3 to 5 stitches is pretty standard. I'm going to go with 5. Add a slip knot to your hook. And I'm going to be doing this with a single crochet edging. You can do half double crochets if you like. You can even do slip stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now you do not have to backtrack like I'm doing here. This just helps me to see the distance between the bobbles and how I want it to look. But really you can fasten on wherever you want. You may find it easier to just start in a corner and just go from there. Doing a standing single crochet. And I'm immediately going to do my first bobble stitch. Chain 3. I'm doing a chain 3 to represent the height of a double crochet, but I'm not going to count it as a double crochet for the bobble stitch. I've seen bobble stitches done with 3 double crochets all the way up to 5 double crochets. I'm going to go in the middle there with 4 double crochets. For me, it gives a really nice shaped bobble and it's easy to do. To create the bobble itself, we're going to be working into the very first chain that we made. 1, 2, 3, right here. Yarn over, going into the chain, pull the yarn through, yarn over, pull through 2, and stop. That is an incomplete double crochet. We're going to do this 3 more times. Yarn over, going into the chain, pull the yarn through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, go into the chain, pull the yarn through, yarn over, pull through 2, 1 more time, yarn over, going into the chain, pull the yarn through, yarn over, pull through 2. So we've done 4 incomplete double crochets, so you'll see 5 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through all of the loops. Now to complete this, we're going to do a slip stitch to anchor it down. You can do it in the same chain that you've been working in, but I found that I prefer to go into the single crochet that I made. It just helps to anchor it down a little bit better. So going into the single crochet, which is right here. So going into the single, kind of hard, the bobble is going in front of it, but just go into your single crochet. Pull your yarn through and create a slip stitch. And that's your bobble stitch created. And then just continue on to your next bobble stitch. And I decided it's going to be in every 5th one. So I'm doing a single in the next 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Coming up to the 5th stitch. This is where I want my next bobble stitch to land. Chain 3, 4 double crochets together, working into the very first chain. Yarn over, go into the chain, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, going into the chain, pull the yarn through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, going in, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. 3 made so far. Let's do one more. Yarn over, go into the chain, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. 5 loops on my hook, yarn over, pull through all of the loops, anchor it down by doing a slip stitch into the single, bobble completed. Let me do a single into the next one so I can just show you how this is looking. And it may be a little bit hard to see on camera, but when you complete your bobble, it's a little bit flat on the side that's facing you, and your bobble is pushing towards the back. And that is what you're going to see on the front of your work. A beautiful bobble. Coming up to our corner, I just did 1 single crochet, 2, 3, 4, and there's my corner. And I'm going to add a bobble. And this is where the adaptability comes in. I can look at this here and see that doing a bobble on every 5th stitch is not going to look very balanced towards this point. But instead of having 5 stitches in between, I think I'm going to do a bobble here, and then a bobble here. I'm not going to adhere to that 5-stitch rule I gave myself completely. I'm going to let my eye be my guide with that. And that's what I recommend that you do too. This is why I love this stitch so much. And that's really all there is to it. You can play with the height of your bobble stitch. I'm doing 4 double crochets together, but if you want your bobbles to be a little bit smaller, then I'd recommend that you just do 3 double crochets together. And you can see a subtle difference in size with 3 double crochets together compared to 4 double crochets together. Here's 5 double crochets together. The size difference is very subtle between 5 double crochets together and 4 double crochets together. If you want this to be really jumbo size, then I'd recommend that you go up to treble crochets together. Chain 4, yarn over the hook twice, going into the chain, pull the yarn through, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2. There's 1 incomplete treble, and just keep repeating this. Yarn over and pull through all of the loops. Slip stitch into the single. Now we're talking. That's made a big bobble. Not as fun to do, I have to admit. I'm not a big fan of doing anything other than a double crochet. I think your happy place will be 4 double crochets together, but I just want to show you that it is possible. Now, if you'd like to learn more about some other borders that I really love that keeps it very simple but pretty, I think you'll enjoy this video that's coming up next. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.